We continue reading with Caitanya Caritamrita, Adi-Lila. We are on chapter 1, text 56. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So, okay, from this and the preceding 3 verses of the Caitanya Caritamrita, which have been selected from Srimad Bhagavatam, the missionary activities of Lord Chaitanya can be understood. Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses, which are summarized in the 4 verses beginning with Aham Evasham Evagre 53 and concluding with Yatsyat Sarvatra Sarvada 56. So this is the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has included in Caitanya Caritamrita. In the first of these verses, 53, the transcendental nature of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is explained. What does it mean, transcendental nature? What does it mean? Anybody? Like, Krishna is not material. He's not like we are having this material body right now, you know. He is Sachidananda. And he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because the soul is also Sachidananda. But we are not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the incarnations, emanations, expansions are not coming from us. We do not have that capacity or capability. We do not even have a capacity to produce one seed. Now we might say, oh, but now because we are in the body, we forgot our capability to create, you know. But once we give up this material body, when we are again situated in the platform of the soul as Brahman, then we will be able to remember our creative capabilities again. How can that be? If we are God, how can we forget? That's the prerequisite. If we are God, we should be aware of everything at every time, anytime. There's not that, oh, then that means that material nature is more powerful than us. Then that would mean that, but which is not true. So the second verse, 54, further explains that the Lord is detached from the workings of the material energy, Maya. The living entities, although parts and parcels of Lord Krishna, are prone to be controlled by the external energy. Therefore, although they are spiritual in the material world, they are encased in bodies of material energies, So here is very apt what Neha just shared, that I am your permanent, what was that? I'm your permanent servant, right? That's what we have chosen.
Yeah, permanent servant.
Yeah, because we are so tiny, we get attracted to this material nature. But Krishna doesn't. Krishna never comes under the control of material nature. Why? Because she's his energy. He's the controller. She's the controlled. She can't control him. She's always praying to him, my dear Krishna, please engage me in your service. You know? So then the eternal relationship of the living entities with the Supreme Lord is explained in that verse. So what is the eternal relationship of the jiva, of the living entity with the Supreme Lord? What is each and every, all of ours have a loving relationship with Krishna. We are all parts and parcels of Krishna. The next verse, 55, instructs that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his inconceivable energies, is simultaneously one with and different from the living entities and the material energy. This knowledge is called Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. when the individual living entity surrenders to the Supreme Lord Krishna, he can then develop natural transcendental love for him. So what is Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva? That was the special contribution of Lord Chaitanya to help us understand what is our position. What is our position is that we are Krishna's energy. We are not Krishna, we are not God, but we are God's energy. The same way, Maya Devi, material world, material creation, the material energy, she is not God, she is not Krishna, but she's Krishna's energy. She is God's energy. And so we are all Krishnas. We are not Krishna. And then what will happen is when we come to this understanding, oh, I'm actually a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. I'm not the Supreme Lord. I'm just a tiny, tiny jiva. Oh, there's somebody greater than me. Oh, then let me surrender to them. Let me surrender to him. And then what will happen? Then we can develop our natural transcendental love for him. See, it's not artificial. This love that we have for Krishna is not that we have to put it inside us. No, we just have to rediscover it. It's natural for the soul to love Krishna. And this love is not material. We might say, oh, we are always trying to give up this attachment and love because that's always giving us suffering. And what we are saying always, love Krishna. Why shall we love Krishna? Because Krishna is transcendental. He's not a material person. He does not have a material body. He is transcendental. He's the Supreme Lord. This surrendering process should be the primary concern of a human being. We have so many concerns in our life. We can see in our day how many things we think of. I have to do this, I have to do that. I need to go here, I need to go there. You know, so many, not even a day. We can see in a matter of 1 hour. But what is the primary concern? What does the Shastra say? That, oh, let me surrender to Krishna. Let me develop my natural love for Krishna. Because time is short. My time in this body is short. And if I become an animal in the next life, then I will not get this opportunity. Whereas if I can develop my natural love for Krishna, then I'm situated in my natural position, my original position. So then in the next verse 56, it is said that a conditioned soul must ultimately approach a bona fide spiritual master and try to understand perfectly the material and spiritual worlds and his own existential position. So we are recommended, we are conditioned souls, so we do not understand, we do not know what's the truth. We do not understand the absolute truth, so we need guidance. And that guide should himself have the perfect knowledge of the material and spiritual worlds, so that he can also guide us in this science, and he should be able to answer what is my position, why do I exist, where am I going from here. He should be able to answer our own existential position. Here the words Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam directly and indirectly suggest that one must learn the process of devotional service in its 2 aspects. One must directly execute the process of devotional service and indirectly avoid the impediments to progress. So what does a bona fide spiritual master do? He engages us in devotional service, because Krishna says that without engaging in devotional service, you cannot get liberated from this material world. He says that. And all the demigods also say, I do not have the power to liberate you. So there is no other way. There is no other way than to surrender to Krishna. But it's not that Krishna is cornering us, you know, like a dictator, that he is gonna shoot us, you know. No, it's not that. It's not that at all. He's very loving and he's very merciful. He's just waiting for us to look towards him and engage in a loving relationship with him. It's not a relationship of frustration, of anxiety, of fear. No, it's a relationship based on love. And that begins with chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So what does the devotional service have? Two aspects. One, take up the principles which of devotional service. And second is we should avoid those things which will stop our progress in devotional service, which will stop our going to our journey of going back home, back to Godhead. So the do's and the don'ts, actually all the Vedic principles, all the Vedas are for, it's only to have two things. The first principle is always remember Krishna, and second principle, never forget Krishna. Based on this principle, all the Vedas are put, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So, any questions, comments? Anything to add? No? Then we'll stop here today. The next verse is by Bilva Mangal Thakur, I'm saying. So we can read that tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining in. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Krishna.